I got 3 videos for you, straight up. I'm not gonna even change. First time doing this officially. So get this, this week has been a really impactful week. A lot has happened. And the week's not even over, right? Like if I were to count the time that things started to cascade into a sort of like, yeah, week's not even over. So let's just keep our heads up. So get this. I had to fire somebody recently, and it was my first time to do it officially, like a real company would do it. What am I gonna do? How does this impact us? Where did I fail? Where did I go wrong as a leader? And a lot of these things kind of swimming through your mind as this happens. It wasn't really apparent to me that I had to fire this person until, we were having Rubios. It was Taco Tuesday, and we were having Rubios, and Kevin was like, just let them go. There's no other option. There's no other way to say it. There's nothing to dwell on. There's nothing to ask any questions. And I was like, do I have to let them go? Like, really? I have to? And I go, wait a minute, you're totally right. Like, I just have to let it go. I just have to cut it off. And there were plenty of reasons, and it's always like this after the fact where you go, now I see where all those indicators were flying up, and I did feel it in my gut, but I ignored it because I really wanted to see the bright side. I really wanted to stop searching. I really wanted this person to fill this role, and they just weren't it. And I just gotta say that I don't have anything personal against this person. It's just the way that things are. It's just like wedding photography is a very demanding sort of job. It's really, 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 really not for everybody. It's counterintuitive in a lot of ways, I think, and you have to sacrifice in a lot of ways. Whether you're a second shooter, a lead photographer, or somebody like me who manages, you have to sacrifice. There's definitely a lot of perks, and there's definitely a lot of pros to this job. Making your own schedule, being creative, going to new places, meeting cool people, meeting new people, increasing your wage like that overnight. You could decide to just charge $250 an hour if you wanted, $350 an hour, whatever you want to charge, you can charge it, right? If you're an entrepreneur, there's definitely an upside and a pro to that, but there's definitely sacrifices and work that has to be put in when you work for yourself. You work harder. You definitely work harder if you work for yourself. You have to want it more, you have to want to be there. It's really not for everybody. And so I'm glad that we were able to just cut it off before this new year kind of got rolling. Like, we have time to make adjustments. I'm not so injured that I can't step in and be plan B like always. But there definitely was a lot of like self-reflection that came of that, because as we were running in our mind the circle of, well, why did this even happen? How did we get here, right? We're supposed to be able to see this, and if this does happen, there's nothing wrong with firing somebody, there's nothing wrong with getting to here, but now it was time for what are the lessons learned? How can we eliminate this? And if we do welcome somebody into the team, how are we going to be more selective? And how are we going to see the signs a lot quicker so we don't have to feel like we're scrambling? I definitely felt like I was scrambling this past week. It was like, okay, I gotta get this person, I gotta do this, I gotta do that. It was a lot of putting out fires this week, and putting out fires is mentally exhausting. I feel like that's all I did this week, and I don't want to be doing that in the future as much. I'm sure it will come. That's part of running your own business, but I want to be wise and not smart. And so this brings to mind when I was feeling in a little bit of a slump, and I was like, God, you die a little bit inside because something in your business broke, right? And so you die a little bit inside. And when that happens to me, I usually take a day to just like veg out, play games, let that part die, and I mourn it. I give thanks to it, I mourn it, I feel sad a little bit, and then the next day I'm like, okay, how do I pick myself back up and get back into groove? And then I started watching all these Simon Sinek videos, Gary Vaynerchuk videos, and then of course my mentor, Jeff Koga. And he talked about this concept of being smart versus wise, and I said, oh, it's very interesting. So let me explain to you the difference. Smart is a normal person will make mistakes and they will learn from them. And that's very normal. There's nothing wrong with that. A wise person, sees the literature, sees the people who have gone through the mistakes, sees the smart person who makes the mistakes, and doesn't make a mistake at all. There's a big difference. So I said, oh, that's very, very interesting. I want to be wise. There's plenty of times where we're not stupid, we're smart, we're learning from our mistakes, but in order to accelerate our growth, we need to be more on the wise side of things. That's definitely something I want to impart to you guys, and definitely something I want to say out loud, and how we're going to be implementing that throughout the rest of this year. Great lessons. We had some tough lessons in the beginning of last year too, and we still pulled through, and I think it was a very successful year. This year, same sort of thing. Kind of shook up a little bit, had a little jab in the face, but we're able to kind of let it come off of us. It scraped us a little bit, and now we're back in the running. And so I'm just happy that I have a strategy for not being in pain when I need to shoot. Cool, that's good. One up to the Theragun that we're having. I can maybe do a review on that a little bit later. Things are happening. We haven't lost our step too much. We're just, I think, mentally feeling a little bit down. When just like 2 days ago, we were trying so hard to start off our team on the right foot and teach as much as we can and feel like a family as much as we can, and then boom, I had to fire somebody. So I say it's all good. It all happens for the right reasons. That person needs to be where they need to be, and we are where we need to be, and there's nothing wrong with that. Great lessons learned. So I'd love to hear of maybe a story of yours where you had to fire somebody, and how you handled that, and what it did to you, and and the lessons, the biggest lessons that you learned. I feel it was a great reflection upon myself as a leader, or what I aspire to be as a leader, a good leader. That's it for this one. That's what happened. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.